Japan Nationals has come and gone, and this breakdown is actually so much more different than what I expected to see. Make sure you guys smash the living crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more Oz content. Now, most of these builds are going to be some sort of Fiendsmith variation. So, I mean, we are essentially in a tier 0 meta slum fest out here for the OCG. But you had 3 Rescue Ace decks in your top 8 alone. I really wish we had enough data to triple on down into the rest of the top 16, but we just don't have it. We're missing quite a bit of chunk there for that. So, triple Rescue Ace actually working out relatively fine. We had 3 Yubel variants in top 8 as well, which is crazy to actually think about out here, but I mean, Fiend Toolbox is doing its thing. And then we had 1 Labyrinth Duelist, which put on quite a show for us. If you guys haven't had the chance to watch, the commentary on the games from me, I would actually check that out. And we also had a Runic player making their way into Top Cut. So quite a diverse showcasing of things here for everybody. Now let's pass on over so you can get an idea of how this meta went. Starting things off here is our first place Fiendsmith Rescue Ace deck, and they have, I mean, the miniest little Snake Eyes package in the world you could have in here. It also showcases quite a little side deck choices down here. The Curry Photon, of course, you have the nice Heavy Storm and Harvey's Feather. All the little bells and whistles of things that you need to kind of detour and slow down your meta. And I mean, how many engines can you shove into a deck and actually have work out for you? That's exactly how this deck feels. Next up here is our Brick, unfortunately. It was kind of a shame to watch this deck actually brick, but man, it was interesting. You do see we are side decking the Unchained package down there. They're also side decking the Deserize as well, so quite an interesting choice of options that you're seeing sided in down here. You also see the Blue Angel of Tears. Yeah, that card has been pretty cool to see. And then good old Wave King Kaiser, Beatrice, all of the little extenders that you're used to seeing for your Fiendsmith package. Next up is our Rescue Ace build, still doing the Pole Little Snake Eyes package. We didn't actually get the chance to see the Snake Eyes package from this duelist because they had essentially bricked. They're also side decking triple copies of Delta with 1 Gamma. So you do see full Cyframe package actually is getting some sort of playtime down here, which is also kind of crazy to think about. And the Underworld Goddess from this duelist was also insane to actually see. Good stuff. And then we have our Labyrinth duelist here. They were actually playing the triple Power Sync Stone. I actually am kind of surprised about that. No point in, I guess, dealing with skill drain stuff when it's just a lot easier just to rely on the Power Sync Stone. Also, only 1 transaction rollback, which is fine. I look at these ratios, and it looks so weird. Also, the triple anti-spell fragrance down there. If we could abuse that card again, so many people in the TCG would actually be happy. All right, and then we have more Rescue Ace here, so pushing into our lower top cuts here. You do see still full Fiendsmith combos, still Snake Eyes. I did see a lot more people actually playing the Rescue Ace field spell than I had initially thought. Considering it's more of like a grindy environment, I think a lot of people chose to have that recyclability in case, oh crap, I have to grind against this opponent, and if I don't have that resetting resource abilities, we just lose. All right, next up here was our Runic making top cut. I think this was the only Runic player I saw, and they actually carried it really hard. You do see this build is playing deck lockdown, which you might think, that might, be an issue, but you also see triple Gozen match in here doing the thing. So I guess it's like the only available remaining floodgate that they can kind of accurately rely on, kind of do the thing, besides like dimensional fissures and things like that. But it worked out. All right, we have more Yubel here. Still the Fiendsmith package has adapted so crazily. It's also funny, they made the Loving Defender forever, and all these Yubel decks just cut it out because it's not good. Phantom of Yubel was just the best replacement card that you could have ever actually made. Like, thank you for create a card. You do see we are citing the Unchained stuff, and they're also doing the Archfiend Queen Descentric down there as well, side decking the Desirace as well. Okay, and then we also have, this I think was one of the coolest decks that we had show up out of the top cut, Tri-Brigade Fire King, sporting off Ukalonix. Ukalonix basically changed the entire Fire King, perception and how the deck actually played on its head. And I think a lot of people just kind of forgot that the deck existed. It's so funny to me. They're like, ooh, like Fire King, it's still a competitor. It just might not have the same consistency that, you're really used to seeing. Like, this build's so much different than usual. We also have Memento Fiendsmith. You mean to tell me that in Memento, we are now relying on Fiendsmith cards? Well, I guess that's just how the cookie crumbles, unfortunately. The fact that the Memento package is just one card sped up, you get to make an Apollousa a little bit easier, I guess, instead of like putting up an IP. That's kind of disgusting to think about out here. You gotta love your consistency options. Ooh, Snake Eyes. You love to see this. I will tell you, Fiendsmith Snake Eyes, the real meta package deck in here. Hey, look, we are playing Sky Striker Azalea. You do have the, man, talk about just a blast from the past, the Artifact Sanctum Scythe package. You really look at the current state of the TCG and you're like, oh man, imagine if we had that. Yeah, I do imagine that. And things would be a lot worse for us. I would not have fun dealing with that at all. 60 card Infernoid. I'll be. It made it. Not a Ritual Beast, but a 60 card double grass, triple reasoning, triple monster gate, Millum, Sock'em, Robots, the deck. I love this. I'm so happy to see, you gotta love to see. Also the fact that, you can make the Fiendsmith and be able to fuse back from the graveyard, right? Next up here, we have more Fire Kings for you. Now, this is the Snake Eyes variation, the dumbed down version. No Ukalonix and friends in here, but I still do like Ukalonix. I think the card supplements this deck beautifully, and it gives you such a good chance to kind of see the things that you can do. Double Book of Eclipse down there on the side. Also, the double Promethean Princess here is actually kind of good. Okay, interesting. We also have more Fiendsmith Labyrinth for you. Interestingly enough, we are seeing the Destructive Daruma Cannon finally. I feel like, I guess in the current state of the OCG, Destructive Daruma Cannon just might not feel like it's a good card for some of them. I don't know, I feel like you need those cards in order to help things out. And if you're choosing not to play them, you're just putting yourself in a massive disadvantage. But I guess if you got a Fiendsmith package, you're good to go. Next up here, finally a working Tenpai Dragon deck, all the way down here in the slums. We do have 1 Gamma, 1 Delta with the driver built into the main deck. Okay. We are doing the Blackwing Assault Dragon. This deck also does have access to Baron de Fleur because, remember, ease of use. You gotta love the fact that Genroku kind of allows you to go, oh hey, level 4, and then 2 level 3s? Wow, we're Megazording out here. The little technology, I guess, that you can do. And then still doing the Typhone down there as well. More Fiendsmith, Yubel for you. 1/1 line on base form, Yubel, and Terror. That's pretty standard considering you need it for the Link Climb shenanigans. Angel Blue Tears down there. You also do see we are doing 1 Gamma, 1 Delta. Pretty common use of things for that. The Almirage is coming up quite a lot as well, just as, a generic stepping stone to be able to make an SP if you really need it to, just kind of depending on how things kind of opened up for your opening hand. We also have Rescue Ace, sporting off Double Book of Eclipse. Alright, full Fiendsmith combo built into this. Still doing the Snake Eye stuff with the bonfires. This actually might be the most expensive version of this deck, which is kind of crazy to think about. I mean, yeah, minus like Flamberge Dragons and stuff, but alright, you see that we are citing the Impulse down there. Impulse was one of the reasons why I think our, winning duelist actually had a chance to do things. Like, that combo, the sculpting the hand for the extra resources was nuts. Pure Snake Eyes. Somebody's playing Birch in here, though. And this is also kind of like a turbo version, where you also have triple OSS, triple copies of the chicken game as well. Hey, chicken game drawing you a card and then OSSing it off the field is pretty good. We're also side decking triple Change of Heart down there. I love how Change of Heart has just become like this little joke card that actually is really, really, really good. And then we have, more cards for, this isn't a Noid deck. This is a Grass Looks Greener branded deck. I never really had considered actually playing some of this stuff. Full Gimmick Puppet Lock in here. We are side decking the Goddess with a Third Eye as a fusion subber down there, along with the Shaddoll fusion stuff. And we're playing a Secret Village down there on the side with 2 more branded Lost. Whew. Talk about just destruction. Well, that is everything we have for the Japan Championship for you. Make sure you guys leave a comment down below to what you guys think, and I will see your beautiful faces back in the day, guys. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.